Hello and welcome, my name is Parky and today we're playing some more Castle Story. Meet me back in Fatty Island where last time we managed to fend off a couple of waves. Now we're currently on, I think, does that mean we've got wave 5 coming up or is this the number of waves already done? Either way, got 5 of that. Good that I know exactly how the game works, but whatever. Since last time what I've done is I've decided that I'm going to switch up the way that I'm going to be defending things. Now as you can see that I've started putting down this wall over here. And this is fine, we're going to keep this a little bit like that, but actually looking back at the other series that I did, these walls are particularly difficult to defend, because obviously at this point in time, if a corruption comes up to it, obviously they're just going to bash through it, because we haven't got any archer support or anything. And one bad thing about this design right now is that actually these archers probably won't be able to fire over this wall, so we're probably restricting the range at which we can actually hit things at the moment. So it's sort of like, it's a bit weird, because you'd think, okay, well it makes you feel a bit safer having this wall here, but actually is it doing anything? And the answer is probably no. But we've got the next wave starting in just over 3 minutes, and what I want to do until then is basically get this wall finished, as we've already started it. What energy are we on? We're on 24% towards the next worker. I don't think we have any blue crystal yet, which is a bit unfortunate. Have these guys got anything? Stone and more stone. Wonderful. Right, so this building task is going to be done very soon. Now the thing that I really want to do is put down a tower over here, because I feel like this tower may allow, with an archer on top, full range over on this way, because it seems like the corruptions are coming in from this direction and also down this hillside towards us. Now also get rid of the problem of no one being able to shoot over this wall until we have enough archers for the outside and everywhere else. Because obviously I'd quite like at this point in time to keep all 4 of these archers in the middle here, Aesop and whatever the hell all these other names are, Potomax and Mior, and Simply. Simply the best. Right, okay, well what am I doing? First of all though, instead of doing that tower, because we don't have an archer to go on the tower yet, which is going to be probably quite unhelpful, we're going to start a new construction task over here and rebuild the little wall that I had going across this mountain face. A little bit like this, because we have currently... Oh god, I can't place these very well. We have currently blocked this side off, but that might mean that the corruptions will walk just around this mountainside, which obviously wouldn't be great. So we're going to go and try and combat this problem instantly by putting a wall down here. A little bit like this if I can. It's a bit tricky. I think we're going to need to put that bend in it again, unfortunately. Not that it really matters too much, but I like things looking straight as possible, because I think it makes for a better defence. Okay, well we've got a couple of holes in this wall, so we probably want to fill those in if I can. There we go, and we don't need this to be too high. Again, I'm slightly concerned about them being able to climb over the end here, which obviously would be a terrible idea. So we're going to try and block this up as much as possible. And then once this is done, we're going to, at some point in the foreseeable future, don't know when that will actually be, put another tower on this bit with an archer on it, because I think, because this is quite narrow, the chances are that probably corruptions won't come down this way too often, but at least it makes us feel a bit more protected on this side. Once we've got all these outer extreme sort of areas protected properly, we're going to then start beefing up these central castle defences. I think once you get to a certain point where you've got like so many archers and so many internal like warriors to defend, you don't need to worry too much about the waves and you can focus more on the building and the aesthetics of the building, which is the thing that I really want to do, because there's loads of really cool new blocks in this game that I want to get on and use, but unfortunately it's just the way with survival. You need to spend quite a bit of time surviving. Believe it or not, from the name. Okay, so the next wave is starting in just under 20 seconds from now, which means that we should start considering pulling all these people back into the home base. Been very unlucky with the blue crystal, actually. No one's really bought any more, which isn't going to help us in terms of wave defence. It's unfortunate that we lost both of those knights last time, whatever they're called, Spoon and what's it. I don't think that's their actual names. But yeah, okay, let's recall everyone. Recall all workers. And hopefully these archers aren't going to have too much of a tough time. Now there's 8 corruptions coming towards us from somewhere. There's a little one over here, another little one over that way. 3 over in that direction actually. 1 from down here. Unfortunately this cliff is now providing quite good protection for them. But the derp AI has made him walk straight into that cliff face. So we might be okay. Okay, now I'm thinking because there's quite a lot of resistance over on this direction, where they're trying to break down the wall, we're going to move one of our archers over this way. Oh god, one of our guys just got knocked off. But I'll tell you what, that's okay, because we've got our knight here, Sir Knight, who's going to take a couple of slashes at him. And now all of these guys can focus on defence over this way. I think Matin might die this time. We should probably call him back away from the arching. But it looks like there's only this big corruption left who's slowly sauntering his way back over. Might want to get this other... Come on, Potomax, don't be lazy now. We want to get this other guy back on the walls to try and defend a little bit, because then they can all focus down on this little archway here that he's slowly climbing over. I think he might get to the wall, but to be honest, I'm going to let him take down a little bit of the wall, because we've got plenty of materials, plenty of workers to fix it up. But we can't really spare our resources right now. Right, okay, perfect. We defended perfectly. I'm so happy. Thank God for that. So we're going to get Toa back on this. We're going to get Blim to probably drop load into the stockpile over here. And then we're going to get him onto this building task, because we've got to do a bit of fixing up of the defences, which is okay. Now, it makes it a bit more tricky, because now that the Corruptions actually have projectile weapons, unfortunately it means they can knock our guys off of the walls, which does make it a bit more concerning, because obviously if you have a really high tower with some archers on it, if they get knocked off of that tower, it's going to cause a few problems. Of course, what we could do is make this wall a bit thicker, because then when they get hit by a rock, they might not fall down and take even more damage. By the way, I think for now this is okay. Actually, is this guy going to get stuck on the outside? Toa, what the hell are you doing? Come over here. I think what we should probably do, actually, let's consider this. Consider this! Well, let's drop this load in here, Bim. Come on now, you're slowing us down. We want to put some staircase going up to these walls, because it will do two things. It'll make it thicker, but it'll also allow us to get people on top of the walls a lot easier. Because currently, we can't really do that very easily. Okay, so we've got a little staircase going up there like that. We also want another staircase going up like that. Now they should be able to carry all of the stone up to the upper walls, which would be very helpful. Same could be said about this. Maybe we should put down a little staircase over here, maybe? Maybe on this side, because it's less likely that the Corruptions are just going to come and break this down instantly, which would obviously be a poor use of resources, so we're not going to do that. So let's put a little staircase here. Then once that's done, we should be able to get people on top of this wall. But then aside from that, I think the next thing we want to do, because we've got quite a few souls from that attack, we want to try and spawn in another archer. Now what are we on? 59%, okay. So we're not really close as of yet, which is a bit of a shame. Shame we can't use this iron for anything, because it is just currently using up all of our stockpile space, which isn't great. But okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put down a tower, or the beginnings of a tower, over on this way. Now we're going to make this probably 3, maybe a bit wider than that actually. Just to make it a bit more sturdy, you know, there's no need to make it small. I think that would be probably quite good, like that. And then we're going to cross these over, a little bit like this, because for some reason I feel like it makes some sort of weird difference if it looks structurally sound in the way I build it, which I know is not the way it works at all. But you know what, just let me live my RPG lifestyle. Okay, for God's sake, what am I doing? I'm just rambling about how to build probably something completely pointless, which isn't going to help us that much. But you know what, it's okay. And I am slightly concerned about making this too high, because obviously if we make this too tall, then if we get knocked off, then we're not going to be able to get our guys back up there, the archers. Of course, another concern might be that we're going to obviously put a staircase up this, which might give the Corruptions easy access to our guys up at the top, the archers. So it's difficult. I think we just need to take the risk, because at some point this tower is going to be incredibly useful, so why not just go for it? So we're going to put another staircase down here, and the idea is basically we're going to wind this up the side. So we're going to have a staircase again going round here, so we're probably going to need to build up this brick around here. And we need a small brick behind that. In fact, we'll probably just need a large brick, won't we? Okay, so we'll put down a large brick like this. And then, I don't know if you can actually see this. It's very hard to see what you're building in this game. But it's okay. So we've got that staircase going up there. We're probably going to need to move this around the corner slightly. A little bit like this. We're going to need some single blocks. And then another double block. And then another staircase on top of that. Scary business. Okay, and then instead of just leaving that blank, I think I might start building up a little rim around the outside of this. At least just at the top of the staircase, because I don't really want to be knocked off if I can avoid it. But do we want to restrict how much... I mean, how high above a structure can these bricktons fire? Like, for example, can they fire above a 1 block high surface? If they can, that would be good, because then I can stop them from being knocked off of this building. In fact, shall I just risk it anyway? Because then if they can't fire off of this, then it's not going to be too much of a loss, is it? Okay, well, I'll tell you what, we're going to put a little rim around the outside so we can put an archer up here. And then once that's done, like so, we should just be fine. The construction task is going to roll over. They'll hopefully get that done before any time soon. This wall is now complete, thankfully, so at least we've got a bit of defence from this way. I feel a bit safer. No one's actually attacked us from this direction for a little while, which makes me think that we're probably going to be okay. And actually what we could do, having thought about this, is if the corruptions can't walk up the side of this, we could make a big staircase going up to the top of this area, get rid of all the trees, and then we could build like a keep up there. It's a shame our crystal isn't up there, actually, but another area that we can sort of send our guys to defend from. I don't know, maybe that's a thing for the future. I definitely want to put a big staircase up here, because I think that sounds very cool indeed. Okay, so the next wave it's starting in 45 seconds, which is very worrying, because I haven't actually managed to build anyone else yet. Have we got any blue crystal? We don't. Oh, we do have some blue crystal. Okay, change of priorities. Come and pick this up here. It's probably only going to be 10 crystal, but if it might be enough to spawn in another person. And especially as these waves are going to get a bit tougher, I could really do with another archer if possible. So let's change our layout of where our archers are, because we don't need them to all be on the same corner. I'm thinking maybe we put one down over here, and then Meor, you can go on this sort of corner here, and these two can just stay like they are. Okay, we should probably recall all workers. What percentage are we on? 89%. God damn it, that's not good, is it? Okay, well at least we've got Matin as like a backup. Unfortunately, there's 10 corruptions this time, which means that there's probably quite a few big ones that are going to attack. So there's 6 coming from this one direction. Where are the rest? There's one over here. So maybe we should bring one of these guys over this direction, Meor, because unfortunately we're going to be mullered a little bit. Okay, Aesop, come on now, shoot him. Don't miss, for God's sake. Right in the eye, look at that. Captain Hawkeye. Okay, so now we can start shooting through this gap. It is going to work as a slight delay mechanism, but hopefully our archers are actually going to make a bit of a difference. Now, where have they got through? Did they climb over the wall from that direction? Okay, well luckily we have got our knight over here. Sir Knight is slowing down the swaths of enemies. But look at this, I think this is a pretty good setup we've got here. Unfortunately, one of our archers has fallen down, but we have got Matin to clean up. So we've got one corruption left, and it's a big guy. Okay, so we're going to want to get all of these archers up here. Oh god, a load of them have fallen down, actually. That is not great, is it? Okay, come up here. Matin, we're going to get you away from this side, because I know you want to run in there, but you're probably just going to die instantly if you do that, which is not going to be very helpful. Okay, now hopefully this guy isn't going to shoot into the back of Simply. It looks like it's okay, though. We can take down the health from here. It looks like we've got a good chance. At least we're quite close, so they're not going to miss. One more hit. Perfect. Oh god, did we shoot one of our own guys? Oh my god, Simply, you idiot. Oh, Jesus Christ. Friendly fire? Ah, that is really annoying, actually. Can we spawn in? We definitely need to spawn in another archer now. But I'll tell you what we need. We need to get a couple of these guys on this task. And we also need to get some people on this mining task, because this is starting to get a bit ridiculous. We lost a worker? Oh no, he's just in the corner over here. Okay, Toa, come on now. We need some more blue crystal. You're not doing your jobs properly. Right, so in this construction task, we're also going to want... Where are they? Oh, Meow, what the hell are you doing, man? Come on to this construction task. So part of this construction task, we're going to need to repair this wall again. Unfortunately, there's a lot of wall repairing going on. And I'm starting to consider whether this wall was actually a poor idea, or whether it was actually helpful. Not sure. Okay, are we able to spawn in another person? We are. So let's get another archer. We want to be careful about the archer placement if they're going to start friendly firing each other. I think this is probably fine like this. I definitely want to get this archery tower sorted as soon as we can. In fact, what we could even do is put down an archer on top of here, because they don't seem, the corruptions, to be wanting to attack anyone on this wall. Or, I don't know, maybe it's just because all the archers and the warriors are over here by the crystal anyway. I'm not sure. But we're going to find out very soon. We definitely need some of that blue crystal. Have they got any? It's a shame we can't make anything with steel, isn't it? Meow, what the fuck are you doing? God's sake. Meow, you are wasting valuable time and resources here just by standing there moping, looking at the crystal. It's not good enough. Not good enough at all, man. We need the stone now as well because we're building this massive tower, which is hopefully going to be very helpful. Probably what's going to happen is once we've built it, we'll figure out that actually we can't fire over this one brick high rim I've put on it to stop them being knocked off, which is not going to be great. Of course, one other thing that we could do is start building up this wall a little bit because I'm not sure how helpful it is having this little lip at the bottom. And I think we might as well just go for it. In fact, what we could do is build another little wall across here, because this is going to be helpful. I don't believe that the corruptions can get through this gap, so, I mean the gap in the trees, that is. So hopefully this will actually make a bit of a difference, although having said that, I'm not sure if it actually will. They all seem to be coming down from this direction, but even if it mentally makes me feel a bit safer, I'd rather put down this startings of a wall over here. Okay, so we need another couple of these small single blocks like so. We need a couple of double blocks. We do have a lot of building tasks that are going on at the moment, unfortunately. I'm not sure how... We need some more workers, is what I'm trying to say here. We can actually spawn in another person. I think I'm definitely going to go for another archer, because that was tough. That was really, really tough. Okay, so bar bing bar, we're going to put you on the wall over here. You're on the front line duty, but at least he can snipe a few before they get to the wall. That might be helpful. And we can test this. It'll be like a tester wave. If the corruptions don't come and attack him, then we can probably consider putting down some more people. I'm actually considering taking him over on this side of the wall. But then I suppose if corruptions start climbing up here, we have got covering fire from these guys, and he is close to the staircase, so he can just run back if he needs to. Okay, I think that sounds good, so we're going to keep bar bing bar on there, and apparently this little blue orb here shows us when one of our workers can be spawned in, which is very helpful information, so I'm glad I just realised. Okay, so it's just over 2 minutes until the next wave, so hopefully we'll survive this quite nicely. If you enjoyed today's episode, please feel free to leave your support in the comment section below. You've been brilliant so far, so please consider also telling your friends about this series and people you know, because it would really help support the series and the channel as a whole. Thank you for watching. Goodbye, awkward, awkward, goodbye. Awkward.